Back with us on the SportsMax Zone. We're continuing to talk about football because the Jamaica Football Federation says it is disappointed that both Waterhouse and Portmore United have withdrawn from this year's CONCACAF Caribbean Club Championships, set to be played in Santo Domingo, in the Dominican Republic from May 16 to 26. Waterhouse and Portmore say they have pulled out because of a lack of preparation time and competitive activity amid the pandemic. The JFF President Michael Ricketts says the development of football in Jamaica has been stalled by by the things which led to this decision. This is what Ricketts says. We're now being left behind by the region. Every major football league in CONCACAF apart from Jamaica is on the way. There is no standing still in the game. While our opponents play and improve, we are depreciating technically. Yeah? The vice captain of Portmore United, Romaine Brackenridge, says they were looking forward to participating in the tournament, given that it's an avenue to showcase their talent and perhaps plot a pathway to an overseas club. And Brackenridge joins us now. Good afternoon. Welcome to the SportsMax Zone, sir.
Good afternoon, man. How are you doing?
I'm very well. How are you and the family?
We are good, you know. We just keep safe and follow the protocols.
Since you turned, since about 12 years old, Ramon, have you gone this long without playing serious organized football?
Never been. I've been playing football from like I'm 6 years old, and this is very, 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 very tough at this point.
Yeah.
A year and plus.
Yeah. So
it's unbelievable.
So what have you been doing in the time?
Well, I'm just spending time with the family, man, and just try to maintain a level of fitness, just whenever anything comes up.
Yeah.
That's the most.
Tell me, how did you take, I'm going to ask you about yourself and of course your teammates that you've spoken to, but how did you take the news that Portmore weren't going to go forward to the CONCACAF Caribbean Club Championships?
It was very tough because it was the only competition that we actually looking forward to. And knowing that we are defending champion of this competition, we are very motivated to play in this competition. And to get this news that we are not participating this year, it's heartbreaking.
The delays that have caused the National Premier League to not start yet, and we heard that players were training, players were together. How much training have you done with the Portmore United boys since March last year?
We have been doing much. We're doing some online, and we've been doing gym in groups. But I miss playing football, man. I miss being out there. I think doing gym and online sessions is not enough. I want to be out there.
Yep. So the reaction from your teammates, are they understanding why the club would have made the decision, or are they believing that the club still could have gone ahead and sent a team to the Dominican Republic?
Well, we was basically saying that hopefully something that can come up. So most of the guys were disappointed because as you can remember, the national team called a camp, get to go ahead to train. To play the game in Austria. So they are saying that they can bubble two teams, which is Waterhouse and Portmore United. Give us our COVID test, ensure that we're COVID free. Then we travel. Then we can do another one, so we can train as a group and enter this competition and do our best.
Yeah, very unfortunate that you won't get that chance, Romaine. I want to thank you for speaking with us today. And boy, I don't even know what to say to you because I don't know if or when the National Premier League will start. I don't know when I'll see you on a football pitch again.
Man, it's rough. It's very rough. And enough people view this as something negative, you know. But it is for football. But for a young athlete, life after football matter. And if you're not prepared for stuff like this, it's going to be like a heavy hit for you as a young individual. No footballers here in some depths right now. They can't come out. But thank God for the mother I have. I'm so grateful for her. She always tell me, hey, it's not just football and getting and spending. It's all about saving and thinking about life after football.
Excellent. We hope that you continue to protect yourself, keep safe, and that you find worthwhile avenues to channel your time as you wait to be called to the training pitch again with a competition in mind. All the best, Romaine. We'll talk.
Yes, man. Yeah, man. Thanks, man. All the best, man.
Good. Romaine Brackenridge there.
Yeah.
The Portmore United centre half. Lance.
Yeah. Well, at the risk of sounding facetious, George, I think there's one good thing for Romaine about this no football is that he won't be getting any red cards, George.
I know you'd go there.
He's a very prolific red card man. In the past couple of seasons, he has had about 5 red cards for Tivoli and Portmore, and about 25 yellow cards. So he's still with us. Yeah. I know he will take it well. He's a good man.
Oh, yeah,
he's a good man.
And he's a good player as well.
Yeah, but he takes no prisoners, George. That's why the referees are usually pretty harsh on young Brackenridge.
Yep. Still with the Caribbean Club Championships though, because the championships only applicable only to Caribbean Football Union member associations with professional leagues. It means only clubs from the Dominican Republic, Haiti, Jamaica, and the TNT can compete. Along with Waterhouse and Portmore United, TNT's football clubs, Defence Force and the La Horquetta Rangers, are 2 of the 8 clubs originally qualified for the tournament. However, if the 2021 edition is to go ahead, there will be no representative from the English-speaking Caribbean, as TNT's participation in the competition is suspended due to the failure of the TTFA to properly execute its club licensing program. That suspension was first imposed in March 2019. SportsMax analyst and Pro League acting chairman Bryn Sancho is more than familiar with the matter, and he joins us now, Lance.
Yeah, Brent, a story that football is grappling with, and we just spoke with one of the leading local or domestic central defenders in the country here, and how he's managing through this period of no football. But this has been a story for many of the CARICOM teams.
Yeah, it is a bit of a challenge, and of course, good afternoon to yourself and George and your viewers. It is a very much a challenge. We saw it just recently, guys, with St. Lucia national team, of course, succumbing to the pressures that COVID and the pandemic has brought to club football. Obviously, Trinidad and Tobago's situation is a little bit different, as you rightfully mentioned. We are currently suspended, but the club championship does offer an opportunity for players, of course, to be seen in the international stage, and for the club as well. There is some decent enough financial remuneration for clubs if they are to advance in this competition. So when a club does not participate, of course, it's a bit of a punch in the stomach, because there are opportunities where through television and other means that they can earn some sort of revenue.
Yeah. But is this story, Brent, in a manner of speaking, highlighting the deficiencies of Caribbean football? Because, of course, CONCACAF includes North America and Central America as well, and we know that club football is on in earnest in places like El Salvador and Costa Rica. They're in pre-season now in the USA to get the USL and MLS starting, which will happen in a few weeks from now. So the Caribbean appearing under the COVID-19 pressure to be, more stalled than other CONCACAF territories.
I wouldn't say deficiency. I think it paints a reality. At the end of the day, I think our governments in the Caribbean seem to have a deaf ear when it comes to professional sports and sports for that matter. Here in Trinidad and Tobago, we are currently on complete lockdown, and just a couple of days ago, they also pulled the opportunity for teams to train. And so the teams have not really been training over the last year or so. But there has not been any dialogue, gentlemen, between the stakeholders and, of course, the powers that be to find a way to make sure that professional sports can be played. Yeah. But I think that is where the disappointment is. I think there needs to be better dialogue, and there hasn't been. And they have not put it as something as a major importance. And I think that is where most clubs are very disappointed.
Okay, you didn't, Brent, want to use the word deficient just now, but I'm going to use it again, because I'm going to ask the question about football management and administration in the region, if there is deficiency on their part. Because just today, the TNT Red Force cricket team restarted their training program, didn't they? And in Barbados, the Barbados Cricket Association got permission to restart their cricket team training next week, Monday. So why are the football authorities having such a difficulty?
Well, the mandate here in Trinidad and Tobago is for national teams to be able to train, meaning that, of course, anyone that has international games, meaning the Trinidad and Tobago national football team, all age groups, women's team, etc., are allowed to train, even other sports as well.
Yes.
As you rightfully mentioned, cricket. But because, as you mentioned, the suspension to Trinidad and Tobago, our club teams does not fall under that purview. So yes, I agree. There are some challenges from the administrative end here in the Caribbean, which is always well documented, and the gap needs to be closed.
All right, well, Brent, we're going to be watching this story very, very carefully. We had the CONCACAF boss, Victor Montagliani, on the show earlier on. George spoke with him about arrangements for the CONCACAF Gold Cup, which is good for the region. The leading Caribbean teams will get some action then, but we'll be monitoring what happens with football in CONCACAF and the Caribbean in the coming months.
Certainly, guys, it needs to be monitored. Thanks.
Yeah, George. Brent, of course, intimately involved with football administration in Trinidad and Tobago, and has his hands on this issue.
Yeah, so he has his hands on many issues. So I'm on a course today with Arsene Wenger delivering the lecture,
yes.
and ex-players who are now UEFA trainers, football trainers, of the likes of the Italian 2006 World Cup winning captain Fabio Cannavaro. So Brent is keeping really good company. Not just keeping company with ourselves, but Wenger and Cannavaro, not too shabby.